For years, this part of my workbench has always been cluttered up with battery chargers and batteries and battery operated tools. I have a lot of them, and you accumulate chargers over the years, and there was a power strip down there and all sorts of chargers. I decided one day to try to put the chargers up on the wall. I had this little space between my cabinet and my electrical panel that I thought would be a good place to try to get some of these chargers, at least get them up off the bench, out of the way, and they'd even hold a battery or two to give me a little more cleared space on my bench. Here you can see the charger station with two of the battery chargers not yet installed, and I thought I'd take a minute to talk about some of the features here. I shoehorned it between my electrical panel and the related outlets and this cabinet here on the right. I did not want to attach the plywood in the back to the concrete, so I decided to build a little cleat on the right hand side, and that cleat is simply mounted to the cabinet. That way, if I ever want to move it, I figure it'll be easier to take down and put back up. I decided to mount each charger on its own little carriage. That way I could space them conveniently how I saw fit. I figured it might facilitate running the wires, or simply giving me space to do it properly. And as you can see, I have a power strip there on the left, that there was a little bit of room left on my panel. And as I put this together, I did spend a minute or two thinking of how I was going to run the wires. The DeWalt charging station, as you can see here, is just a simple little carriage made from common pieces of wood to hold it at a slight angle. It still would be top heavy, so I had to create this loop of copper wire. I simply twisted it around a 1/4-inch drill bit to make those loops. The old DeWalt 18-volt charger, which there's a gazillion of them out there, I was really surprised to find out there's no keyhole slots on the bottom to mount this thing anywhere, anyway, anyhow. Apparently DeWalt just thinks that they should sit horizontally on a shelf. That wasn't very good for me. The rigid 12-volt battery chargers do have keyhole slots on the bottom, which lend themselves to vertical as well as horizontal mounting. I simply created two blocks, put a couple screws in them, and this charger simply slides onto it. Of course, I mount this on my battery charging station. And here is the finished charging station in my basement. I put it between my electrical panel and the cabinet on the right. There's the bottom where you can see I have a 20-volt DeWalt battery charging. As you go up a little higher, I have two 18-volt battery chargers. The bottom one has a battery in it. And then above that I have two 12-volt rigid battery chargers, and the lower one has a battery in that.